Hi, Cubs. Well, it's evening. It's almost time for bed. I would like to read you a story that is one of my favorites. The read aloud for today is Goodnight Moon. It's by Margaret Wise Brown, and the pictures are by Clement Hurd. And I'd like to read to you Goodnight Moon. When we're done reading Goodnight Moon, we're going to do a writing web where we're going to write different examples of things that were in the room. You're going to think of at least 6 things that were in the room, and you can always reread, use your strategy of reread, which would be to re-watch this video. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs and 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens and a little toy house and a young mouse and a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush and a quiet old lady who was whispering, "Hush." Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, kittens, and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Look at that tiny little mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. That's my favorite page. And good night to the old lady, whispering, "Hush." I love these pictures. So bright. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. And good night to all of you. In the morning, I want you to do your writing. I want you to write at least 6 things that were in the room in the story that I read you, Goodnight Moon. I'll start by writing some that I thought of. One of my one of my favorite things is the red balloon. So I'm going to write red. You can help me spell it. I hear R. I hear E. Red, I hear D. Now I have the word red. Now I'm going to write the second word, balloon. There's a red balloon. Now I have one thing that was in the room in the story, the red balloon. Can I think of 5 more? I'm sure I can. If I can't remember, I can use my strategy to look back in the text. I can just open the book and look again. You can play this video again. Oh, there was a telephone. There was a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. There was a little toy house and a young mouse. So I'm going to write that there was a mouse. I hear M. M was the first letter in the word mouse. There was a mouse. There was a red balloon. I remember there was a bowl of mush. And I think, what is that? It's kind of like soggy oatmeal. There was some mush. M. There's a U. What 2 letters say shh? S-H. Good. There was some mush, a mouse, and a red balloon. I want you to think of 6 of your own. What are 6 things that were in the house or in the room in the story Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown? Good night.